Before we start, like, do you guys want to just tell us all your names, what you do in the band?
Yeah, I'm Ning Ning and I play the violin.
I'm Jamie and I play the guitar and occasionally sing.
And I'm Rosie and I play the clarinet.
Nice. So before we actually start with the questions, I just wanted to say how I came across you guys because I think it's quite an interesting story. So first of all, it was Ning Ning that actually made me aware of you guys because she has a mutual friend, Jordan. Do you remember him? Jordan, you signed up to his website called Profusical.
Oh yeah, of course, Jordan Taylor, yeah.
Jordan Taylor, yeah. He's a friend of Josh and I, he's on our course.
Yeah.
So
oh,
it was then,
of course, yeah.
I signed up to Profusical as well because I was with him when he first
What's that?
created
It's a
the
music
website.
portfolio online.
Yeah, it's an online portfolio called Classical Musicians and Jazz Musicians, and it was from then. And I think because he plays violin as well, and I also play violin, so I think it was that
really
kind
nice
of thing
picture,
that just got us, connected. So it's nice to finally meet you in person.
Yeah, I know.
'Cause I know you actually. It's always been online, and it's nice to meet you two as well.
Thank you.
So Josh, do you have the first question for
Yeah,
us?
I think we'll start. So, how did you start the band then?
Well, we were all part of the folk ensemble, which is held at the Conservatoire. We passed part of PCU, so it's nice to be in this side of the woods. And we met there. It's led by Joe Broughton, a folk violinist. And we met there in 2013. Well, we were there for a year, and then 2013 we were like, oh, let's get together and have a jam. And we didn't really think about the instruments lineup. We just thought, oh, let's have a jam. And then in the first session we made up a tune, and we were like, oh, this is kind of fun, we kind of enjoy it, so we'll carry on.
I think we were all pleasantly surprised that
Yeah.
it was done all right.
And I think because we all got on really well, we just thought, oh, it would be nice to play with each other. So we'll just so we'll just see if we can make some music.
I think there was some slight early thoughts that, oh, do we need to have a bass or do we need drums?
Yeah.
And then we thought,
I don't think we really thought it would be as serious as it is now, maybe. So
Wow, that's amazing. So how did you all personally get into music? You can take it in turns and just say, or how did you fall in love with music? When was that first moment?
Well, I guess for me, I started playing the piano when I was about 5. Or I started on the keyboard when I was really little, and then I started playing the clarinet when I was 8, I think. And I don't know whether I've ever kind of had a whole I wanted to be consciously wanted to be a musician. I think it's just naturally kind of happened that way, especially playing the instrument like the clarinet, because when you're growing up you play with bands and orchestras, as you're getting better. And then I decided actually I'd quite like to see whether I could do this as a career, so went to the Conservatoire, which is where we all studied. And then it's just kind of still happening at the moment, so we're just going with it. Yeah.
For me, my dad plays guitar, not professionally or seriously or anything, but he used to go to lessons and stuff, and so very early age I just heard my dad playing and I just really wanted to play guitar like my dad, so he'd play at breakfast time and things like that. And so I also went to piano lessons at about 5, and I didn't, although I always wanted to play guitar, I thought I was too young for it.
Right.
So I didn't start until I was about 12, and then I just got obsessed with it ever since then. I haven't looked back.
I was similar to Rosie. I started playing when I was 6, and so I can't actually really remember how I managed to carry on. But I've had lessons, and I spent from age 6 up until now really I've always been in orchestras. So I think for me, always playing, what kept me music was always being able to play with people and playing in groups and working together with people. That was it's my adrenaline rush. When you get, when you're working with people. So yeah, I think that's what it's so long ago. Hard to remember.
That's all good stories there. So I'm going to ask you as well, who are some of your musical influences?
Jamie can start. Jamie's got loads.
All sorts really. Guitar wise, I'm a big Tommy Emmanuel fan, because he's sort of the best guy on the finger picking scene at the moment, and he was inspired by Chet Atkins, and I'm a big Chet Atkins fan as well. So sort of ragtime, country, finger picking guitar. I just think all that stuff's just amazing. So that's inspired me a lot. And then just anything really. I mean, I'm a sucker for the Beatles. You know, classic rock and roll, classic rock and pop, and I mean, in the car, at the moment, on the radio, I tend to flick between Planet Rock and Jazz FM. So
Nice.
it's just, you know, I'll have a week of rock and then I'll have a week of jazz.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I could go on for ages, like, but yeah, just anything really.
I think that's what we found with the band is that because we're all classically trained musicians, but we love everything. You know, you find inspiration in all different types of music, and that's kind of what we've tried to bring to the group. So I guess we go out a lot of the time as kind of folky, acoustic-y stuff, because that's like where a lot of the setup and the sound world comes from. But I think because of our classical background, and Jamie's with being a classical guitarist, like quite a lot of flamenco in there. There's a bit of country and western stuff. All not that our music is like this, but we've just taken
all these ideas
Nice, I like it. I like it.
Oh, it's bound to happen.
Yeah, I think that was the kind of thing, just kind of take inspiration from all different places,
Right.
and then see what we do with it,
Really,
you know, like
yeah.
with this particular sound worlds of lots of different types of music. So there isn't, you know, I think we are quite open to everything, aren't we? We love all different types of music.
Oh,
You like your
good.
AC/DC, don't you?
I do like my Queen. But then
I like my Disney.
yeah, we like Disney and Abigail. Disney and Abigail. Yeah.
Don't get between Ning Ning and Abigail.
on the long trips.
Yeah.
Gotta sing that.
Yeah, so, and I do love lots of cheesy pop songs as well. Can't help that. Gotta do that. So yeah, just lots and lots of different.
Yeah, I think it's the same with like everyone, because
Yeah.
you know, we just consume so much music now with streaming and everything. There's so many different types of music you can
Never
listen
ending.
to. Yeah,
Never stopping.
so it's always great that
Just have the
Artists,
musical
yeah.
diversity as well.
yeah, exactly, like create as we consume
Yeah.
Nice about
culture. So yeah, should we get some more music on? I think we'll listen to a bit more like radio music, so we can have a little bit of diversity as we're talking about.
So I love to draw. I've drawn ever since I was younger, and only more recently has it become, in the past year, sort of a more serious thing actually, where I'm planning sort of to grow it. And yeah, I do sort of a lot of illustrations, and I've sort of done some collaboration commission things this year with album artwork and
Wow.
sort of just sketches or anything as well. So I love to draw. So yeah, trying to get that out there as well. So yeah, I love to do that. What else?
I have a lot of just general interests. You know, I love reading and I love films. I like doing all sorts of, you know, I mean, I like getting out for a walk and things like that, getting a bit of fresh air, you know, in the countryside. And then but mainly I think I'm a person of I don't know, I go through phases and I get obsessed with things. I think I'm an obsessive person. So for about like, what was it, last year or something? For
Skateboarding.
Yeah, that was it, last year. For about 3 months,
Skateboarding,
I
yeah.
picked up my skateboard for the first time in 10 years and just got obsessed with that. And then now it's coffee. I'm just obsessed with coffee. So now I'm like learning how to make espressos at home and all this type of thing. And next thing I'm going to start roasting my own beans. Like, I'm really obsessive. So,
But it's not just the doing the thing, it's
Yeah,
the watching all the videos about
Oh,
things
no.
as well, like
And
all
the-
the forums.
And the 4-hour car journeys of every particular detail.
Yeah.
So you know your stuff.
basically just realised that I'm a tedious person. Yeah.
Do you remember after you've learnt it though?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. But then I'll move on to something else, probably.
Clued up about it.
Yeah.
I was talking about this with someone yesterday. I think I need to get a hobby. I don't really, at the moment, I basically watch ITVB, which I do love, and reality TV in the evenings when I'm tired. But I think I'd really like to get into like crocheting or knitting or something like that, because then I could still watch trashy TV and do something
And do something productive at the same
rather than
time.
just lying there watching trashy TV.
It's quite a common thing that people learn to knit while they're pregnant, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. I'm also
As you are pregnant,
I am.
time to start knitting.
So soon, actually, I won't have time for any hobbies.
Yeah.
That's true.
So maybe I need to get a hobby in really quick.
I think you should do calligraphy because you're really good at calligraphy.
Yeah, I like doing, and I like going for, well, not that I have while I've been pregnant, but I like running. So like if I do get chance, but it's just hard, like with the musician lifestyle, it's very like, well, and the way that we kind of do it, we have like tour periods where we go on tour. So we have time.
It'd suit me, wouldn't it, being obsessed over something? But yeah, I'm doing like a fitness challenge at the moment, so I do
Oh, nice.
5 extra, whatever it is, every day. So 5 extra press-ups, sit-ups and squats every day. So I'm on 65 today.
Wow.
I think it's day 17, but my Twitter is so boring because it's just like day 16, 60 press-ups. It sounds like some survival Twitter. You know, day 16 in Jamie's life. He's got to do 60 press-ups. Will he get through them?
But yeah.
Right.
That kind of leads us nicely on to the next question, doesn't it?
It almost does, yeah, because, I mean, obviously you've got a lot going on, but how often do you guys gig, or have you got any coming up too?
We've just finished a tour, haven't we?
Yeah, we've just finished our winter tour, and we're now in the process of booking for next year festivals and things.
Wow.
So we've got a few in the diary. I think our next one's in February.
Yeah.
I should know the date.
Well, we're playing at the Spotted Dog.
Oh
aren't
yeah,
we?
playing the Spotted Dog. This Christmas special. Oh
on
yes, this
Sunday.
is perfect for Birmingham. I just put
That's alright.
perfect for Birmingham. There's a quick promotional thing for Sunday Classics. As my 2 friends, they run Sunday Classics at the Spotted Dog in Digbeth, first and third Sunday of every month, and people and musicians can come and perform classical music or music that way. And we're going to do the Christmas special, aren't we? So we're going to play a set, and that's on the 11th of December.
Wow.
So come down. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
really
one.
you can
Cool.
enjoy real
What
ales.
time's that at as well?
It starts at 6,
Right,
around
okay.
6. So get around 6 and get yourself a nice
So
real
it's
ale.
a good night at the Spotted
And
Dog.
yeah, it's always a good night. It's got a
Yeah.
fire.
The
That
plan
sounds
is we're recording our second album, well, basically up to Christmas. So we've got a couple of days in the studio mid-December. And then the plan is to launch that next summer. So that's what we're booking the touring for, is to have our kind of like second album launch tour. And with the tour, we've been quite lucky. We've been kind of going all around the country, lots of different places and stuff. So,
I mean, we generally try and book our gigs in blocks. It's like tour blocks, rather than we don't tend to have like a weekly gig or anything like that. We tend to have like 2 months of intense
Right.
gigs.
well, because it's as like if you're freelance musicians, which we all are, and Nings is freelance musician and artist as well, and so it's just an easier. It means that if you were doing it every week, it would other work you'd have to turn down because you'd always have this commitment. Whereas if you can block it, then you can take on other projects in the meantime, and it just gives you that opportunity to do lots of different things.
It makes it more project based.
It does, yeah. But a little bit easier to manage, I think. And we still obviously get together in between times. So even if we're not touring, we'll be writing.
Yeah.
So we'll still be doing threaded all through the year. But I guess like we just find it easy. And obviously, if someone has a gig and says, "Oh, could you do this in a random time?" then we will do it. But just if we're organising it, it tends to work best to do it in
Most of them will be next
in
year.
tour periods.
Nice. So, do you have any tips for the touring musician then? People who are just like about to start a tour, who've never done it before, maybe?
Make sure you have loads of snacks.
Yeah.
With you all the time.
Get a driver's license.
Yeah.
That's tip number 1.
That's the most important one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have people in the car with you when you're driving who stay awake and keep you awake. Oh wait, hang on, I don't have that. They just fall asleep all the time.
It sounds like you do most of the driving, the
All
way
the
you're
driving.
talking.
He does all the driving.
Done over 2,500 miles this past tour.
Wow.
So it's just like, a lot of
Yeah.
driving.
I think just keep yourself as refreshed as possible, and you know, I don't know, revitalisation, I guess.
Just, like you sort of learn what's a good tip and what's a good thing to do from what we've done wrong, and I think like the most common mistake we make is just not packing like a lunch, and simple things like that. Just making up a load of food and having snacks and lots of water and stuff ready. We do that, a lot of the time, but then the times that we don't, we're like, oh, why didn't we do this? And now I'm like, really
Or-
hungry
yeah.
and shaky and I've got
Yeah.
to play and I've just done 4
And then,
hours driving.
and then
you
you
know.
get there, and you've
Wow.
got the sound check, you get there, and often if there's bad traffic, which there always is, you'll get there just in time to do a sound check, and then there often isn't any food anywhere
Yeah,
near. So if
so-
you're not, we've had some gigs
It's
where
always the mundane stuff that like ends up being
Yeah.
the most important. But like,
Yeah.
Or I think like if you've got a gig somewhere far, like which I think maybe would be nice for us to do more as well, is if you know you've got a gig somewhere or a tour coming up, then make sure that you like maybe if you can take a day to go there. A little bit early, explore the place, and then that will also help
Break
you
up
get
the
to know
journey,
the
yeah.
place, and you never know, you might go there again to have gigs and things. So I think it's really nice sort of to build up your knowledge of an area as well where you're playing. So you can also, I mean, that would link in with your tips for a musician, I guess, because then you might, you could go to the venue, meet people, or then spend the day. Or, do you know what I mean? It's a good way of networking as well, I guess.
Yeah.
If you're
Networking is important.
yes, if you're
Mm.
promoting where you are as well, it's a really
Yeah.
good way of sort of
And I think just generally with touring, you've just got to be super, super prepared. You've got to make sure you've got all your gear. Make sure as well that before you go and you leave, you've checked how long it's going to take. You've spoken to the promoter or the person who's exactly what's going to be there when you get there. You know what time you're meant to be. You know what time the sound check's meant to be, rather than just kind of turning up and expecting to get told everything there, because that can be really stressful. So I think if you know exactly what to expect before you go, it feels like a nice clean run, and the show always runs nice. Like you feel like the show's going to run more smoothly.
it's basically logistics.
Yeah.
Basically.
The music doesn't tend to come into
Yeah,
it,
well-
does it?
well, no,
you're
because-
going to play the music you're going to play.
That should already be sorted, shouldn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
You should know what you're playing and you should be confident with that and ready to have fun with that. And like you don't have to have extra stress so that it takes the enjoyment out of that. So yeah, it's just all the logistical things that you just get them all sorted and then you can just enjoy the gig, and that's all you want to do, and that's all the audience want as well.
Yeah.
They don't want to be sitting there waiting if you're late, stuck in traffic or something. Not that that's happened. Thank God, touch wood.
If you're going a long way, you leave about 2 or 3 hours, don't you, extra to just
Yeah.
make sure you get there.
Yeah.
Some good tips. Though.
Yeah, whatever the sat nav
really
says,
good
don't
tip.
believe it. You just
Yeah,
double it.
Double it, just double
Do.
the sat nav,
Because you can
at the
always
worst-
hang around,
Well,
can't
yeah,
you?
the worst comes to worst, you just like stop off on the way and have a coffee. So it's not that bad.
That's fantastic. But you mentioned recording the second album at the moment.
Yeah.
So you brought out the first album. How long ago was that, and what was the reaction to that like?
Yeah, we brought it out. It was November 2015 it was released, so it's been out about a year. And we're really lucky. We got lots of really good reviews and lots of major folk and roots publications and acoustic publications. So
very grateful.
yeah, so it's
it was a
very
very
good.
positive response.
Yeah, and with that being our debut album as well, and with us kind of creating because we write all our own material and stuff, we don't tend to arrange traditional ones or our own songs, so that was a really positive thing for us, because it was like, oh, people do like this, let's keep going with it, because as a first thing you don't know necessarily how it's gonna go, so that's given us a lot of confidence for the second album, and we wanted to kind of get on with that, really keep momentum going, so yeah, that should be about 18 months in between the two.
People like this.
yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. So, kind of in closing off this interview segment, do you have like any promotional stuff that you want to share?
Yeah.
Like, I know there's that gig coming up that you
Oh, okay.
mentioned in December.
Well, we've got you can find us, we're Threaded, and you can find us on our website,
Threadedmusic.com.
threadedmusic.com, and there we're on Twitter and we're on Facebook, and all our links to those things are on there. And if you've enjoyed what we've done and what we've said, then please like us and follow us and come along to see us at a gig near you if you can, because I think we do really love playing to people, and I think the performance element is really important, and getting people out to live music is, so in order to keep live music going, people have got to come out to see it. So
It's true.
come down to the Spotted Dog on the 11th of December.
Yeah, definitely.
And we have our gig list and everything up there, so threadedmusic.com. If you go there, then you'll be able to find all the other relevant links.
Fabulous. So before you guys go, before we close the show, I just thought, you said that you're freelance musicians, so just quickly, like, everybody just share like at least one tip on how to survive as a freelance.
I don't know. Always be yourself, be friendly, be calm, and be confident and happy to you know, talk to people, and I think communicate is one of the biggest things.
Yeah, I'd say the
Try to.
same. I'd say don't give up.
Yeah.
Just keep on going.
Big one.
Because
Be patient.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
do.
have any
And
patience.
you do. You have to be patient. You have to keep on going, and like you will get there. If it's what you want to do, you will make it happen. But you have to put in the work yourself. You can't expect people to call you, and you can't expect people to give you work. You have to make sure you go out there and get it.
Yeah, that's true. Like you, nobody calls you. You really, in general, you have to pick up the phone, and get yourself out there. But my biggest tip would be just find whatever it is that like excites you the most in music, and just go with it. Doesn't matter if you don't think it's like what everybody wants or the most popular thing. You don't try and just make yourself like some kind of sellable, marketable product. Just do whatever excites you the most, because there's other people out there that will be excited by it as well.
I think it shows in music as well. If you're doing what you enjoy, people can see you enjoy it and hear it in your playing
Exactly,
too.
yeah, exactly.
So
Those are very good tips. Thank you guys.
Thanks
so
for
much.
Thanks
having
very
me.
much.